Hi everyone, this is the 90th video of the ACT Math Practice Problem series, and here we have a nice problem from the concept of ratio and circumference of a circle. As I always recommend, before seeing the solution you can pause the video and give it a try yourself, and after that of course you want to match with my solution. So let's get started. Here the question says the ratio of radii of two circles is 7:11. What is the ratio of their circumferences? So we have been given the ratio of the radius of two circles, right? That's the radii, which is in the plural, and we have to find out what is the ratio of their circumference. So let's assume that the radius of the first circle is 7 times x, if we assume x as the common factor, or sometimes it could be called as constant of proportionality. So let's assume that the radius of the first circle is r sub 1. So let me write it here. So the radius of the first circle is r sub 1, and the radius of the second circle is r sub 2, and this ratio is actually 7:11. And so if we assume that the common factor is x, then we can say, well, r sub 1 is equal to 7 times x and r sub 2 is equal to 11 times x, because if we take their ratio it will again become 7:11, right? So then what would be the circumference of the first circle? Well, we know the formula of circumference, which is c is equal to 2 times pi times r. So now if we are talking about the first circle, and if we say the circumference of the first circle is c sub 1 and the radius is r sub 1, then the circumference of the first circle is going to be like this, and this can be written as 2 times pi times, in place of r sub 1 I am going to say 7 times x. So this is actually 14 times pi times x. Now what about the circumference of the second circle? Well, it's going to be exactly similar. So we can say c sub 2, which is the circumference of the second circle, that would be 2 times pi times r sub 2. And that can be written as 2 times pi times 11 times x, because that is the radius of the second circle, and that is equal to 22 times pi times x. And now we have to find out their ratio. So let's just take a quick ratio here. So from here we can say, well, then c sub 1 is to c sub 2, this is like the ratio, and that is equal to 14 times pi times x over 22 times pi times x. So this is essentially 14:22, and that is essentially 7:11. So from here we see that the circumference of the first circle is to the circumference of the second circle is equal to 7:11, which is actually same as the ratio of their radii. So in this case the correct answer would be 7:11, and that is answer option J. So J is the correct option. I hope everything made sense. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.